All right. Once again, this is about the chapter solving simultaneous linear equation. And in the last video, we discussed about simultaneous linear equation solving by graphing. So now this time we are going to do another way to solve the simultaneous linear equation, this time by elimination. So when we say elimination, we're going to eliminate one of the variables or pair of variables that we have in these two equations so that we will be able to find the answer for the other particular variable. Okay, so this time we're going to start with the basic. So you will see that there are terms here that are equally the same, or meaning to say the signs are different and their absolute values are the same, which means that in this kind of problem, we are going to follow these three steps. Number one, by multiplying one equation by -1. So in this case, I will focus on multiplying the second equation by -1, or by simply just having a negative sign. I think that would be okay. So as soon as you multiply it by a negative symbol, automatically the signs of those equations, the terms will be different. So this one will give you the same value. So 3x plus 7y is equivalent to 17. So this is going to be your equation 1. And this is going to be your equation number 2. And then once we substitute the negative symbol or the -1, automatically the signs are going to be different. So this +3 will now become -3. This -6y will now become +6y. And then this 4 will now automatically become -4. And solving this one, we just easily eliminate these x because they will give us a 0. And then this one will now give us 13y. And 17 minus 4 is equivalent to 13, which will give you a value for the y as equivalent to 1. All right, so now from here, you will now solve for the value of the x. And all you need to do is to choose an equation that you think will give you an easier task. So let's say, for example, in my case, I would rather choose equation number 1 and substitute the value. So this is going to be 3 times the value of x plus 7 times the value of y, which is equivalent to 1, is said to be equivalent to 17. So you will now have 3x here is equivalent to 17 minus this one is 7. So this is going to give us 3x is equivalent to 10, and x is equivalent now to 10 over 3, or x is equivalent to 3 and 1/3. Okay, so once you get these values for the x and the y, this will now tell us that the solution is now going to be x is equivalent to 3 and 1/3, and then the y is now equivalent to 1. Okay, if you're going to ask what does this mean, so this means that if you graph these two equations, okay, you will get two lines, and these two lines will intersect at these coordinates 3 and 1/3, comma 1. All right, so what I want you to do now, guys, is to try this particular part or particular question, and pause this video, and play it again once you get the answer. All right, so let's assume that you guys stop the video and see whether you guys are going to get the same value. So we know now that we are going to change equation number 2 because we want to eliminate the x. So we multiply everything here by negative. So this is going to tell us that the first equation will be the same. 7x plus 2y is equivalent to 19. And then minus 7x plus minus 8y is going to give us minus 13. Cancel out. Minus 6y is the answer here. And then this one is going to give us 6, meaning to say that the value of the y is equivalent to negative 1. Right. So same thing, if you would like to find the value of the x, all you need to do is to substitute this particular value again. So you will have 7x, equation number 1. You will have here 7x plus 2 times the value of y, which is negative 1, is equivalent to 19. And then 7x will now be equivalent to 21, and x is now equivalent to 3. Okay, so as soon as you get this one, the solution now will be x is equivalent to 3, and y is at negative 1. All right, so that's the first part. We're going to move on to the second part now. Now, at the second part, you will see a pair of variables that look alike terms. They look the same, but the signs are different. So meaning to say, when you get the absolute values of these terms, they will go to the same particular answer. Okay, so in here, you will see that the y's, they look the same, however, the signs are different. So this is what you're going to do. So in here, it says eliminate. Okay, this is a wrong sign here. Eliminate. Okay, they eliminate the terms that are said to be the same. Okay, so we eliminate this one. And this will result to 5x is equivalent to 25. So x now is going to give us 5. Okay. And the same procedure is what you guys are going to apply. So you could choose whatever equation you want, and the answers will just be the same, because that's what I said. They are intersection. So the intersection of these two equations are just the same values. Okay. So in here, I'll use equation number 2. So 2 times the value of x, which is 5, plus y is equivalent to 13. So this is now going to be a calculation of 13 minus 10, which eventually give us a value of 3 for the y. So now the solution is that x is equivalent to 5 and y is equivalent to 3. All right. I hope you guys understand that. And this time, try to solve for this particular equation. Okay, pause this video and start. Okay, now I assume that you guys have your answers. So we will just continue the process. So this is going to give us 60x is equivalent to 30, which means that dx is equivalent to half. All right. And then we're going to substitute these values again. All right. Substitute it to, let's say I want the first equation. So I'll just have your equation number 1. So in equation number 1, we have 43 times half. Okay. Plus 9y is equivalent to 4. All right. So if you calculate this, this is going to give you 43 over 2 plus 9y is equivalent to 4. Now, as much as possible, I don't want to calculate anything that has something to do with fraction, because eventually it might not give me the good result. So what I usually do is I eliminate the fractions by multiplying the whole equation by 2. So if I do that, the answer that I'm going to have will be 43, because these 2 will eliminate or will cancel out the denominator. And then this is going to give us 18y, which is now equivalent to 8. So from here, it will be easier for us to see how to solve for the value of y. So let's say I got 18y is equivalent to 8 minus 43. So that means 18y is now equivalent to negative 35. And y now is equivalent to negative 35 over 18. Or we can say that y is equivalent to negative 1 and 17 over 18. All right. So upon getting that, this would tell you that the solution is that x is equivalent to half and y is equivalent to negative 117 over 18. Okay. I hope you guys were able to understand that. Okay, now let's move on to the next kind. All right, so in this next kind, you will see that none of the variables here, okay, none of the terms have the same values, or they don't look the same. However, one of the terms that you can have here could be possibly be turned out into a term that is almost the same as that particular value. So it says here, change one of the equation to make one term eliminate the other term. So what do I mean by that? So as you can see, guys, here, you will notice that if I multiply the second equation by 3, you will see that automatically that number can eliminate this particular value. So in this case, equation number 1 will turn to be the same, and equation number 2 will give us a new phase of an equation. So this is going to be 2x plus 3y is equivalent to 18. And equation number 2 is going to give us 9x minus 3y is equivalent to 15. Okay, so we multiplied everything. And as you can see, the y's here can be canceled out right away. And this is going to give us a calculation of 11x is equivalent to 33, wherein the value of x is equivalent to 3. All right. So as soon as you get these value, the same procedure is what you're going to apply. You are going to substitute, okay, from an equation. So we assume that we're going to use equation number 1. So that's going to be 2 times the value of the x that you got, which is 3, okay, plus 3y that we have here is said to be equivalent to 18. So this is going to give us 6 plus 3y is equivalent to 18. And 3y is now equivalent to 12, wherein y is equivalent to 4. Okay, so now you have a value for the x, you have a value for the y, which tells you that the solution for these two equations is equivalent to x is 3 and y is 4. Okay, I want you guys to pause this video and try to do this particular calculation. All right, so let's say you guys were able to get your answer, and let's find out whether your answer will be the same to what I'm going to get. Okay, so we know that the second term has to be multiplied by 2 so that we can eliminate it. So this is going to be a calculation of 3x plus 2y is equivalent to 8. Notice that the first equation didn't change, and the second equation will now give us 8x minus 2y is equivalent to 14. So in here, you will see that you're going to get 11x. This one has to be canceled out. And then this one is going to give us an answer of 22. So this will be calculated as x is equivalent to 2. All right. So from here, you will now be able to solve for the value of y. So it's all up to you guys on which equation we would like to put this x. So in case I would put equation number 1. So this is going to be a calculation of 3 times the value of x, which is 2, plus 2y is equivalent to 8. So from here, this is now going to give us 6 plus 2y is equivalent to 8. And 2y is equivalent now to 8 minus 6, which is 2. So 2y is equivalent to 2. And y is equivalent to 1. So this will tell that the solution is that x is equivalent to 2 and y is equivalent to 1. Okay, I hope this one is clear, guys, and you were able to get it right. So now we're going to move on to the next part. Okay, so as you can see, both the pairs of x and y are in positive values, or sometimes you will see both the terms are in negative values. So what you're going to do here is you are going to multiply a single equation, a particular equation, with a negative factor. All right. So let's say, for example, it is easier for me to change this variable x to become 2x or minus 2x by simply multiplying the first equation by negative 2. So if I multiply this by negative 2, then you will see that the second equation, that the 2x and the second equation could be eliminated right away. So the first equation will have its new face, minus 2x minus 8y. It's equivalent to minus 22. And here you will be having 2x plus 3y is equivalent to 7. So same procedure. We know that this can be canceled out, and you will be having this minus 5y here, which gives us minus 15 for the constant values. And we can simply cancel out the negative sign so that we can easily know that the value of the y is equivalent to 3. Okay, so again, for us to get the value of the x, the same procedure is what you guys are going to apply. So I'm going to choose equation number 1 so that it will be easier. So x plus 4 times the value of the y, which is 3, is equivalent to 11. So x is equivalent to x plus 12 is equivalent to 11. So that means that the x is equivalent to negative 1. All right, so as soon as you get the values for the x and the y, this will now tell us that the solution is x is equivalent to negative 1 and y is equivalent to 3. Okay. All right, this time I would like you guys to try your best to answer this particular part, and pause this video and get your answer and see whether you will arrive with the answer that I'm going to get. Okay, let me start. Okay, let us assume that you guys already did that. So we know that this equation has to be multiplied by negative 3 so that we can eliminate this one. So it gives you a new face of the equation, minus 3x minus 6y is equivalent to negative 9. And from here, you will have 3x plus 5y is equivalent to 7. So eliminate. And this one will give me minus y is equivalent to minus 2. So cancel out the negative sign. This is now going to give us y is equal to 2. All right. So again, solve for the value of x. I think it's easier for me to use this one. So this is now going to be used, equation number 1. So x plus 2 times the value of y, which is equivalent to 2, is said to be equivalent to 3. So x plus 4 will be equivalent to 3. So from here, we will now know that the x is equivalent to -1. And the solution is x is equivalent to -1 and y is equivalent to +2. Okay, I hope you guys were able to get this part. Now we're going to move on to this part of the equation, okay, for part of the solution. So in this particular values, none of the terms of the x and the y can be converted for it to look like the other. Okay, so what you're going to do here this time is to find the LCM of the values that you want to eliminate. So you can choose, you want to eliminate the x or you want to eliminate the y. It's all up to you. However, my suggestion is that you look for the values or the numbers that would give you the smallest LCM. Why? Because the bigger the LCM that you're going to get, okay, the bigger calculation you guys are going to do. And the bigger calculation you guys are going to do, the time wasted will be big as well. All right. So let's say, for example, in this particular problem, okay, I am going to solve for the y. I'm going to eliminate the x, the y, I mean. So we know we're going to use the LCM of the numerical coefficient, okay, pertaining to the absolute values, 6 and 4. So you're going to think, what is the LCM of 6 and 4? So if you're going to know the LCM of 6 and 4 is equivalent to 12, so that means for you to eliminate this particular, okay, for you to convert this particular equation, you have to think that if this is x and we want these two terms to have a numerical coefficient of 12, then that would mean that we have to multiply it by 2. So this would mean that the whole equation will be now multiplied by 2. Okay, so this will give us another set of equation. So this is 26x minus 12y is equivalent now to 48. So we will say that this is equation number 3 because the first two equations are equations number 1 and 2. Okay, we go to the next one. So the term is 4 and we want to make it into a number 12. So that means you are going to multiply that by 3. But since this is an equation, then that means all parts of the equation has to be multiplied by 3. So this is now going to give us a calculation of 21x plus 12y is equivalent to 54. Okay, and we can say that this is your equation number 4. As you can see now, we can eliminate these y's, giving us an answer of 47x is equivalent to 94. And as you can see, if we simplify this, the x will now be equivalent to 2. All right. So now as soon as you get the value of the x, all you need to do is to substitute again. So you're going to choose what equation are you going to use for you to be able to find the value of y. So in my case, I will look at these values and I can see that the x, the values here in the second equation are smaller. So I will use that so that I will not waste too much time. So it's going to give me 7 times 2, which is the value of the x, plus 4 times y is equivalent to 18. So this is going to be 14 plus 4y is now equivalent to 18. And we know that 4y is equivalent to 4. Since this one will subtract the 18. So y now is now equivalent to 1. Okay? So if y is equivalent to 1, then we can say now that the solution for x is equivalent to 2 and y is equivalent to 1. Okay, so we solved this one. Now I would like you to try this one, guys, and see for yourself whether you will be able to get the answer. Please pause the video. All right, so I assume that you guys already got your answers. So let's solve for this one. So in here, we know that the LCM is what we need to find out. And since these are two different signs, then it will be easier to eliminate the y's here. So the LCM of 2 and 3, as we know, is equivalent to 6. So this would mean that the first equation needs to be turned with a y as a 6. So, So as a 6. So that means 2 has to be multiplied by 3 for this particular term to be 6. So that means the whole equation needs to be multiplied by 3. So 27x, 6y is equivalent to 15. And from here, we will be having the next one as multiplied by 2. So you will see here that this is now going to be 14x minus 6y is equivalent to 26. Okay, so now we're going to be solving for this one, and we know that this y's can automatically be eliminated. So from here, you will now have 41x is equivalent to 41, and x now is equivalent to 1. So again, solve for the value of y. This is very easy as I see it. Okay, so you will choose which part are you going to solve. So let's say I will choose equation number 1. So this is going to give us a calculation of 9 times the value of x, which is 1 plus 2y is equivalent to 5. Okay. So this is going to be 9 plus 2y is equivalent to 5. So 2y is equivalent to 5 minus 9. So 2y now, 2y is equivalent to negative 4. So we know that y is equivalent to negative 2. Okay. And then we can now say that the solution is that x is equivalent to x is equivalent to 1 and x is equivalent to 1 and y is equivalent to negative 2. All right, now let's go to this particular part. Okay, so this one is applicable if we are going to have two different signs and it's easier for us to eliminate them. Now, what if the situation is like this? So as you can see, both x's are positive and both y's are negative. So this time you guys have the right to choose which one you are going to eliminate. But as you look for the LCM, you have to remember that one of these multipliers needs to be a negative value so that you will be able to eliminate one of the variables or the terms. So what do I mean by that? So let's say, for example, I want to eliminate dx here. So I don't want the y to be eliminated. Okay. So if I'm going to eliminate dx, I will choose the LCM. What are the LCM of 5 and 2? So I know that the LCM of 5 and 2 and 10. So this would mean that the first equation has to be multiplied by 2, and the second equation needs to be multiplied by 5. Okay, so now we're going to make the new faces of the equation. So this is going to be 10x minus 8y is equivalent to 34. Now, just like what I said a while ago, it will not be possible if we just use two positive factors to multiply this one. So in this case, what I will do is I will change this factor into a negative sign so that later on, the values that I want to eliminate will be eliminated. So what do I mean by that? Please follow this one. So negative 5 times 2x will give me negative 10x. And this is what you guys are going to see. Cancel out. The next terms are negative 5 times negative 3y will give you positive 15y is equivalent to negative 55. Okay, so from here, from these calculations, this will give us 7y is equivalent now to negative 21. Notice 7. This one is 7. This one is negative 21. And y now will give us a value of negative 3. Okay, so if y is equivalent to negative 3, then the next thing that we're going to do is to solve for the value of x. So you choose. So in this case, I can see that equation number 2 has lower values to multiply. So I would want that. So 2x minus 3 times negative 3 is going to give me 11. So I will know that this is 2x is equivalent to positive 9 is equivalent to 11. So 2x is equivalent to 2, and x now is going to be equivalent to 1. So this would mean that the solution is now x is equivalent to 1, and y is equivalent to negative 3. Okay, I hope you guys understand that. Now this time, try it on your own. Okay, pause the video and put it back once you get the answer. Okay, so let's assume that you guys were able to answer this one. So in here, as you can see, both values are positive, or both terms of x and y are positive. So this time, we are going to choose which one do we eliminate. Okay, so in my case, I would like to eliminate the x. Why? Because the multipliers are quite smaller than the y. So this one will be multiplied by 3. And I will automatically multiply this by negative 5. Okay, so as you can see, I know that the LCM of 3 and 5 is 15. So I'll just put these particular values for me to be able to get the answer. So the first equation set up will now become 15x plus 12y is equal to 33. And then this one will give me negative 15x minus 25y, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, minus 25. And this is going to be minus 20. All right, so let's eliminate negative of the 15x. So this is going to give you an answer of negative 13y is equivalent to 33 minus 20 is 13. So eventually this is going to give you y is equivalent to negative 1. As simple as that. And now as soon as you get the value of the the value of the x, hold on, the value of the y, I mean, this time you are now going to continue to solve for the value of x. So let's put it here. So plug in the equation again, just like what we did. This time I'm going to choose equation number 2 because the numbers are smaller, as I can see, and the calculations would be easier than the first one. So 3x is now going to be like this. And then 5 times the value of y, which is -1, is equivalent to 4. So 3x plus 3x minus 5 is equivalent to 4. So 3x now is equivalent to 9, wherein the value of x is equivalent to 3. Okay, so now this will give us the solution that x is equivalent to 3 and y is equivalent to -1. Okay? Whew. I hope you guys understood this one. Now, for the next part, we are going to continue this in the next video. So we're going to focus on dealing with equations with fractions. Okay, that would be it for now. I hope you guys fully understand this one and just see the next video. All right, that's it. Bye-bye.